Welcome to the Windows and Computer channel. And with all the questions coming in, of course, we have talked about 21H1 and answered some of those questions, which is basically a very small cumulative update with not a lot of stuff in there. But there's a lot of questions about 21H2, that big update with the what's called Sun Valley UI change. And I often get a lot of questions about, okay, but what is going to be in there? So here's a rundown of some of the stuff that we will actually have implemented in full feature. And what I mean by that is that some of these might be halfway there, either right now or within 21H1. But with the next 21H2 update, this is going to be something that's going to be implemented real well into the kind of full featured of each of these little features that I'll talk about. First of all, it will become now more apparent that there's going to be DNS over HTTPS. So in your internet connection, when you connect right now, the way it works is that you have something called HTTPS, which we've seen as a secure connection when you go to websites. DNS, which is the domain name system, is basically getting all the information. The DNS is what helps you connect and have the websites actually resolve, basically, and have their address sent to you so that you can actually now go on the internet, for example, and have specific websites. Example, when you go to YouTube. Now, DNS is not in secure mode, so that means that resolution, that information that you get there is visible. Well, one of the implementations they want is DNS over HTTPS. That means that instead of having the regular system we have now, that will now be encrypted, hidden in the HTTPS, and the secure encrypted information of the web page or the information you get on the web. So that will prevent some form of tracking by looking at the DNS and seeing what actually you're using, for example, to resolve websites. There is going to be a new disk management system. So right now, we're seeing some of it in the dev channel builds. So when you go to system and you go to storage, you have, of course, the disk, some disk management, some form of disk management here. But it's very limited. Now in the 21H2 build, we'll have the full management of your hard drives. That means you'll be able to create, remove disk partitions, things that right now are happening in the disk management within the drive. So when you look at your C drive, for example, you can right-click and go into the disk management system to change size of partitions and stuff like that. That will be fully implemented within the settings now, which should make it a little easier for everybody to use. Of course, there's animations, UI animations like this, so there will be some animations when windows open or close. Also, even though here this is very square, there's going to be rounded edges in these windows, so it's going to be very different. But these animations are going to actually show that there's, kind of more of an activity if you want. I believe these animations will be, you'll be able to turn them off if you want, if you don't like them, or if it's something that maybe, your hardware has a hard time doing. So that's not going to be, something you have to have. The animations and the colors, the fonts, everything in the start menu and the settings, everywhere, things are going to be changed, and hopefully for the better. More consistency. We see that in Windows, there's a lot of things that aren't exactly the same depending on where you go in the system. That should be improved also. Now, one of the things also we know that probably will make it is an interesting little thing, which is the battery. There's going to be now usage information of your battery with a bar graph at the bottom like you see here. So this is going to be something that should be implemented in 21H2 also. So kind of interesting to see what's going to happen with that. And I think it's a good idea, having a visual of your battery usage and how it works. It's really, I think, a nice idea here. And, it's going to add to, because we often ask ourselves questions of what exactly is running on battery and so on, what uses the battery the most and so on. What times are we using the battery most? Well, now you'll have these graphs available that will actually show you what is happening. There's going to be some changes in the GPU also, the way that GPU works, and this is going to be interesting. They're supposed to add not only the high performance GPU that you can use, but specific GPU that you can use that will be added in the power saving feature of Windows. So kind of some tweaking here once again of your computer, especially when you have more than one GPU, which is a lot of computers today come with 2 GPUs, especially when you have gaming laptops like I do. So these are all little changes that are going to be happening in 21H2, and I think it's going to be an exciting thing to see, and that's going to be probably the first big overhaul of Windows. Pretty much the biggest change in Windows 10 since its beginning in 2015, basically. So as time goes by, we'll learn more about these animations. We'll see more of what it's all about, but this is definitely going to be an interesting thing to look at. And that is going to be in the second half of this year. So don't go looking for 21H2. It's not available. It won't be before the end of the year. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.